Hello and welcome to the program Youth Perspective right here on Independent Television. My name is Ameze Bazwaye. Today on the program, we're going to be taking a look at the importance of self-discipline, especially in our world today, which is very distracted. You have a lot of things that distract us on a daily basis. So today we're going to be delving into the importance of having self-discipline and, of course, being motivated to move forward and be successful at the same time. I'm joined today on the show by two amazing ladies who will be talking to us about what they think self-discipline should be and how it should be. Okay, so I have Faith Anu right here in the building. Good evening and welcome.
Thank you so much.
It's nice to have you on this program. And I also have Grace Ekato on the show today. Good evening, Grace. How are you doing?
I'm very well.
It's nice to have you guys here.
Thank you.
Beautiful ladies, I may say. All right, so on the program today, like I said, we're going to be looking at self-discipline. In your opinion, Faith, what is self-discipline?
Okay, to me, I believe self-discipline to be that drive, that fuels your emotions, that action that fuels your behavior and your impulse, and in the end, it's something that would help traject you into developing and maintaining, long-term goals eventually. Yes.
Okay, Grace, do you agree with her or you have a different opinion?
Yeah, I do agree with her.
Okay.
It's a personal conviction that you have concerning something that drives your motive in everything you do as a person.
Okay, now some persons tend to confuse self-discipline with motivation. So if you were to attempt a dichotomy or a differentiation between self-discipline and, of course, motivation, what would you say? Grace?
Okay, for me, I believe that self-discipline is something that makes you to focus on a particular thing and make sure you achieve it no matter the challenge or circumstance. While motivation, it could be words of advice or something that, how would I put it, motivates you, something that drives, something that pushes you to do that thing you want to do. So for discipline is something that a person, you've told yourself that I want to achieve this thing, and then you are focusing. It's a personal thing. While motivation can be a word of advice, motivation can also be like, how would I put it now? Maybe like a strategy that you give to yourself to achieve something.
Okay, how about you, Faith?
Okay, so to me, I see motivation as something that eventually can be very short-term. To me, I see motivation as that ginger, But, over time, motivation doesn't necessarily last, as how self-discipline is, because self-discipline entails that level of consistency and a structure that goes out as well with that. So I feel that's like the difference, although a lot of persons like to intertwine them, but I just feel the major difference is that, one is short-term and one is long-term.
Okay, so which is short-term?
For me, short-term is basically motivation, because you could get motivated, you could go, for a conference or for an event, and then something is being said, maybe to stir your business or your academics, or it could even be in finances, towards your financial freedom. And then over time, when weeks pass and, everything that was said has been said and gone, you have to, be intentional with building a structure and setting your, that habit, those things that can help you, which is basically where self-discipline comes in place. And I believe that is what helps us, walk, ahead and further. Yes.
Okay. Don't you think, or don't you believe that, or do you believe, let me not say don't you, do you believe that motivation can enhance your self-discipline? If you're motivated to do something, it helps you to keep yourself focused on that thing that you want to be disciplined about. Do you agree with that school of thought?
Yeah, I do agree with that. But the thing is, we happen to live in a world where a lot of individuals, most especially, with the youths, we really like to, fix ourselves on those things that are very, very quick and fast. And many a times, we fail to intertwine motivation and self-discipline together. So some persons, when that motivation dies over time, they really do not know how to pick up the pieces and, build that discipline, that self-discipline that in turn will help them personally to achieve their goals. But I believe that motivation and self-discipline goes hand in hand and is very, very important.
Okay, what are your thoughts, Grace, as regards motivation and self-discipline going hand in hand?
Okay, for me, I believe that motivation and self-discipline, they are intertwined. Like she said, sometimes you can be disciplined about something, but you just need a kind of a push to continue in that work. So motivation and discipline go hand in hand. Like she said, motivation is actually short term. I can be motivated for a particular thing. After a while, I'll just give up on that thing.
Yeah.
Understand? But when I've built discipline over time on that particular thing, I'll just find myself doing it because I have built a focus that over time I will do this, I will do that, and then I stay focused on it, but they are intertwined because when you are motivated about something, you know that ginger is there in the initial stage.
Yeah.
With that ginger, you can build up a very solid discipline that can help you go forward.
Why do youths like that word ginger?
Yes.
Because it's something that we hear on a daily basis, and we hear steez, we hear demure, we hear ginger, and so many other things. Now let's talk a little bit about the role of social media. A lot of youths are on social media. This is program Youth Perspective, so we have to talk things that relate with youths or relate to youth. A lot of youths are on social media, and social media can be a great tool, okay, but it can also be a major source of distraction. You say you want to do something, you are focused on doing that thing, but then you have your social media swaying you away. How can you navigate self-discipline when you have such distractions? Let's talk with Faith.
Okay, it's without doubt that social media has, this long-lasting effects. Every now and then apps are, coming up. We have TikTok, we have Instagram, we have YouTube, we have Facebook doing their wonders and their magic. And for me personally, I have tasted social media, but I would definitely recommend, an individual making sure that they do not lose focus with their reality, actually. So in as much as social media is an important tool for communication and drive and, socialization in general, I sincerely also know that it's a very great distraction. And I can say this, I'm going to say a witness. People go on TikTok and before you know it, 3-4 hours,
yes.
you are there.
Absolutely.
And, it's a major tool for, distraction, because there's this thing that it does, it fuels your dopamine, and then it's induced. And before you get really distracted. But I feel for me, whether we like it or not, we are growing every time, time is flying. And one thing I would definitely say is this, it is very, very important that an individual, we the youths, we are able to set a structure, because I believe that every system is successful with structures put in place in ensuring that, that individual is able to, become accountable, is able to build a certain level of consistency and focus towards a particular thing that they want to achieve. Because you cannot say you are on social media 24/7 and then you believe you're going to achieve your goals. It's not going to work at all.
What if your job is to be on social media 24/7?
I still believe, whether you like it or not, having that touch with life, with reality, with the real reality, also would help with that job that you're actually doing. Because, what do you think they put in social media is what they see in real life, basically. So I believe in the end, we shouldn't just, catch ourselves unguarded. Yes, definitely.
Okay, Grace, let's talk a little bit about how you as a person, I'm directing this to you now.
Okay.
How do you stay disciplined regardless of the distractions of social media? I don't see you as someone that may be so active on social media. Are you?
I'm very active on social media. I love social media a lot.
Don't judge a book by its cover. Okay, so let's talk a bit about how you are able to stay focused and, of course, productive and self-disciplined, regardless of the fact that you're very active on social media.
Personally, it takes a lot for me to be disciplined when it comes to social media, because you can just, like she said, go on TikTok. I think TikTok is the major social media platform where you see a lot of youth, and then go on TikTok for hours and day, like, I'm supposed to read, I'm supposed to do this, before you know it. But having structure in place, like what I do, I put on a daily diet or dose of what I want to do for that day. After that, I put in time. So I have a time for social media. I could just go on Facebook and then I'm scrolling. So I'll say 1 hour. But it's already like 6 hours. I'm still there. What am I? It's an endless word. So it's just like an endless word. So for me, I build up a structure for myself. Today I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And until I achieve those things, I will not go on social media. After achieving some, I say, okay, let me take a break. Let me just see what's happening on social media. Let me see what's happening there. To build discipline is building a systematic structure for yourself as a youth. Because if you don't build a systematic structure for yourself as a youth, you see yourself falling back over time.
Okay.
Yeah, that has been my experience. Over time, I'll just, okay, today I'll do this, today I'll do that. And then, before you know, I'm carried away. Social media, I'm there till the night at 12 a.m. We are already in another day. So what I do is I systematically strategize the day. And then I tell myself that my phone will not be the one to lead me. I will be the one to lead. So as a youth, I put that in my mind. So when that is already on my mind, as I'm going with my daily activities, I know that if I pick up my phone to reply a message, it's already like 30 minutes. I'll just drop it and be like, okay. No, I have to do this, I have to do that. I look through the daily activities for today and I say, okay, I've not done this, I've not done that. And then over time, with consistency, managing it personally and systematically, I've been able to overcome that so much pressure that comes to staying with the social media.
Okay, but do you think it's really practical? We have our phones that make noises. You know, every time you have a message coming in through your phone, you hear boom. Everybody has their own different ones. Okay, so if you're getting like 20 messages now, you have boom, 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 boom. You understand? So how can you? Do you think it is wise to probably turn off the phone at some point? Or turn down the volume so you don't even hear when messages come in? Do you think that's a way? Because you may just want to check one message. Someone sends you a link to watch a particular video on TikTok, and once that link opens, the next thing you are swiping, whether you like it or not. It's very hard to say, no, it's only this one I'm going to watch.
Very true.
So let's be practical.
So
what do we do? How do we ensure that we are disciplined?
In the initial stage as a youth of trying to like build up a principle for yourself, yes, that's how we have off button, low volume button. You can just put the phone on vibration or low volume button and just drop it somewhere. Like me now, over time, I'll be able to build that ability that if like let that phone be ringing and I'm here, I will not get up. I can stay 3 days without my phone and I will not shake. Yes, that's how I've been able to build myself to be able to resist that urge, because it affects your dopamine and then you are there, your focus is there, all your attention is driven to that particular thing. And if you are not able to build your mind, because everything I believe works with the mind, if you're not able to build your mind to that extent, you will not be able to continue being consistent in building yourself as a youth. So I feel like there are different methods, there are different strategies. You can lower the volume of the phone if it's going to, so you can just put it on flight mode like airplane, and then or D&D, don't disturb. You will not receive any message during that period. Then when you come back again, you can now like, okay, let me look through all the message, and then you know that this is the time I have to go through social media. Like for those that earn or work on social media, some youths, their works are on social media. I have one like that. What I do is that I have like a time frame for my business or for my work, or like for TikTok now, creating content and everything. I have a time frame. Okay, when I do this and do that, after posting, I will write so and so time. Like I will review your message in so and so time. So you can just drop it, and then by that time I would go back there to like check through.
All right. We'll take a short break. This is the program Youth Perspective right here on Independent Television. We're looking at self-discipline as a youth. What is the way forward when it comes to self-discipline? How can it ensure that you succeed in life and in anything that you actually lay your hands to do? Like I said, we'll take a short break, and when we come back, we'll get talking more with my guests. Stay with us. All right, welcome back. This is still the program Youth Perspective right here on Independent Television with yours truly, Ameze Bazwai. I still have my guest in the building, Faith Anu, and of course, Grace Ekato in the building. We're talking about self-discipline and how, as a youth, you can be motivated to be self-disciplined and, of course, achieve success in life. Now, experts say that success is a result of daily habits. Now, I'm going to be asking my guests, what are the practical habits or routines that help you to stay focused and disciplined on a daily basis?
Okay, in respect to that, for instance, I happen to be a student, and I also run a business, and at the same time, so I also have my my focuses in different organizations that I also work for. So for me, I believe in building daily habits that would help me succeed each and every of these endeavors
Okay.
is something that I do gradually. Every day I have a goal, I have a task to achieve. But many a times my expectations does not necessarily meet reality. And social media can have its effects.
So, yeah.
Yeah. So at the same time, it's something I always put my mind to, and at the same time too, I try my best not to, be too hard on myself, because I believe that every day is an opportunity for me to, meet up with that goal and ensure that I am able to surpass that target that I have set for myself.
Okay, let's hear from you, Grace. Practical steps towards ensuring that daily habits that you have, you must ensure that they go through.
Okay, I agree with what she said, but I want to also add, like, when we were growing up, my dad would always say that there are 3 Ds to keep on your daily life, which is discipline, dedication, and determination. You must be determined that, yes, I want to build in these habits in my life. I want to exhibit so and so character. And then when you are disciplined, then you must be diligent, and you must be dedicated to focusing on how you maintain that. Like daily habits that will be good, like building daily habits, for example. Wake up in the morning and just tell myself, today I will not say any insulting words to anybody, no matter how bad. And then that day, bus driver will not take my 15 naira change, oh God. And then with so many words, but I just told myself that, yes, I've said to myself this morning that I will not say any insulting word to anybody. So I just walk away without looking back, because every day I'm not perfect. Sometimes I fall into the trap, sometimes, but
Wait,
as
let me
you,
pause you, sorry.
okay,
You leave your money for the bus driver because you
Yeah.
don't want to insult him.
yes,
There are very constructive ways to talk to someone without
Okay.
insulting. I will
sometimes,
not leave my money for anybody.
sometimes you just have to, because
Okay.
sometimes they will like, I don't have change. I already told them that I'm coming with 500 though. They'll be like, yeah.
I totally understand what
I've
you
seen
mean.
some cases
been
whereby somebody else somebody has been beaten up for the person's own money. So I just don't want to be in that shoe.
Okay.
So I've had so many experience with all these bus drivers, especially in this city where they are, which is the ministry. They have a lot of ways going on with their daily activity. You don't even know what the person is passing through, especially in this country. And then you now start throwing words at each other. For something else leads to something else. But every day that you wake up as a youth, every day when you wake up daily, it's dawn on you that it's another day for me to grow and maintain a good habit. So when I wake up daily, like I said, I tell myself things I want to see, the result I want to see daily in my life, and then I try to put my mind and my focus to it, so that in case any distractions come towards that direction, I know how to handle, because I'm dedicated in making sure that I grow a good habit daily.
Okay, a couple of weeks back, a young lady said to me, she says, she was talking about her religion, her Christianity, her religious life, and she said, when she wants to pray, she sometimes tells her friends, I want to go and pray, I'm coming. And they're like, you cannot pray later. They try to discourage her from doing what she wants to do. Now, I want us to talk a little bit about peer pressure. Now, many young people, they struggle with peer pressure, whether it's pressure to party, follow trends, or of course, take shortcuts. How can self-discipline help young people resist negative peer pressure? Let's talk with Faith on that one.
That's a really deep one to actually talk about. But I believe each and every youth has been privy to that kind of situation. For me personally, I started experiencing peer pressure from as early as high school, primary school. I should not even say high school. High school is even too far. Yes, because you get to see people from different areas of life, different spheres. And it's very, very important to point out that, your peers happen to be an agent of socialization. And, over time, you begin to see the positives and the negatives. But for me, I believe self-discipline comes in the picture where, when especially you know where you're coming from. Yes, so where you're coming from would really determine your outcome and, the way you can project yourself, to your peers. So in respect to handling negative peer pressure, and also inculcating your self-discipline. I believe one thing I know I have been able to do over time is for me to, stand for myself, practicing assertiveness. Because my mother would always say something, in the end, it's always all about you. And it's not really about what they say or the steps they're asking you to do, but in the end, it's about the outcome. I have, as they say, experience is the best teacher. I have listened to my peers, and I have done the things that they suggested, and I know how it ended up for me. But I'm very grateful to God that, you have that experience, and you tell yourself that if I get to be in this particular environment, it could be a different geographical location. I know that definitely whatsoever thing that they want to, portray to me is something I always have to, think within myself, and I have to also be really intentional, yes, with setting the boundaries, and also, making myself accountable, because in the end, it's always on me. It will always fall on me. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, how about you, Grace? What's your take on peer pressure and how can we inculcate discipline in negative peer pressure? In fact, is there any peer pressure that is positive?
Yes.
Well, there are.
Okay.
Okay, for that, I would love to say that if you must overcome peer pressure as an individual, you must be strong in your belief and in your conviction. Those are the two things that have helped me to stand, especially maybe because I'm a religious person, I don't know, but I've had a lot of hits on my dressing. I don't have a boyfriend, a lot, because we stay in school environment. Like she said, I'm a student, and I a student for that matter. Be like, so you don't have a boyfriend? So what have you been doing with all these 4 years? I've been in school, so they really don't understand. But because I have a belief system, and I tell myself that this is my belief, this is what I want, and I will go for it. So overcoming negative pressure, you must be strong in your conviction and your belief. We see that many youth, they are not stable, or would like to say they are not strong in what they believe. So when somebody else comes to tell them that this, they just easily give up, or persuade them about what they think they believe. Okay, for example, I'll use this as an example. I mean, let's say I'm fat. I don't really know, but that should be the word. They always feel like you're fat, and you're not doing everything to be slim. I'm like, some person will say I'm fat, some person will say I'm slim. So if I should go on to take off I'm fat and become slim, and this will not say you're too slim and become fat, then I'm nowhere. But me, I told myself that my conviction is I like myself the way I am. So I will not be forced because of what people think about me, or what people say about me, give up, and then at the long run you cannot satisfy another human being. That's what I've come to see. That no matter the pressure, even if you go astray tomorrow, they will still leave you, and then you'll be the one focusing on your life. Like she said, it will still end and to be all about you. Yes, they will not be like, and you followed our advice, that's what made you go astray, or that's what made you at the long run end up where you are. They will still be like, why didn't you stay focused on what you believe? So yes, I've had a lot of experiences.
So the important thing, or the key thing, is to actually stay focused on what you believe in, and don't listen to what any other person has to say about it. Or listen, but ensure that it's in alignment with what you believe in.
Yes, ensure that it's in alignment with what you believe. It's not in alignment with what you believe in, you can just give it up. That's what I say.
So let's hear your final words. Talk to the youths out there, you're listening right now. As regards self-discipline, what would you say to them in a sentence?
Okay, well, self-discipline is really key. If you know that you want to be where you want to be in life, self-discipline is that utmost key that is very, very important for success in life, for you to achieve that fulfillment. And it's never easy. It's not a one-day thing. It entails a certain level of consistency, your drive, your conviction, as my co-partner here said, and you being positive, believing that you'd get to where you want to be. So definitely, self-discipline is very important.
All right, thank you, Faith Anu. Grace Castle, let's hear from you. Final words.
Okay, my final words for you today is, I want you to know that as a youth or as an individual, you are what you say you want to become. And after saying, not just saying or proclaiming it, you should ensure that you develop discipline. Like my partner said, it's a daily habit. Every day when you wake up, every day you should tell yourself that, yes, I want to build discipline, whether in your education, every areas of your life. Discipline is an important thing that you need to push on in life. I want to leave you with these three words. Make sure you go on with these 3 Ds: discipline, dedication, and diligence. When you have that in your mind daily, it helps you to stay focused as a youth, no matter the pressure, whether from social media, from your local environment. But when you are dedicated, you are disciplined, you are focused, then I tell you that you can achieve whatsoever dream that you want to achieve.
All right.
Thank you.
Discipline, dedication, and
Diligence.
diligence. I think
yes.
your dad actually added determination, so I'm going to add those 4.
Okay.
So those are the 4 Ds. Let's create that right here on Youth Perspective. The 4 Ds to achieving success in life. I hope you learned a thing or two from the program today. Thank you so much, Faith Andrew. Thank you so much, Grace Ekato, for being on the show. My name is Ameze Bazwaye. This is where I'll call it a wrap on the program Youth Perspective.